We're gonna have a Kickturn party tonight. All right.
Yay! Welcome to Kickturn Party. We're back again. We've been out of business for several months now. We've been kind of off the grid, but we're back again, and we're here to bring you some excellent skate history. We're actually going to back up a few months back. We went to a great contest.
Rage at the Rose,
Well,
and
we should say first that a few months back we actually recorded an episode.
yeah. So in full disclosure, we haven't had any new episodes in a while because someone keeps forgetting to record them. We've made them, but as we come into the studio and make them, they somehow get lost in the digital.
Well, we have to say that was on New Year's, and so sometime between New Year's
some of our
and,
best work has been lost forever.
Well, I wouldn't say it was our best work. I would say it was.
They
work.
don't know that.
I would say it was work, but
So we're gonna try today. We're gonna go back and remake some of the episodes that we made.
About 6 months ago, we went to a awesome Vert contest in Ardmore, Tennessee.
Rage at the Rose.
At
It was
Rose Farms.
October 1st, I guess.
It was October 1st.
And it was, if you know, you know. A lot of you guys that watch this show were there. So it's Paul Guerrero and his spread that he's got. He's the most incredible host, the most incredible ramp, the most incredible facility, and what a great time for the weekend.
Oh, it was awesome.
And
he had camping facilities for us. He had
dude, he had
everything set up.
showers.
He had a shower trailer pull up. They had food trucks. They had the whole bit. Announcers. Shout out to Cabbage. Shout out to Peter Fernay. It was just an awesome scene.
Fernay was the exec producer of the contest and pulled it all off flawlessly, while Cabbage, our man Cabbage in the Patch, did the MC work.
Yep.
Called all it was 2 days of just nonstop.
Oh,
I think the pro
we had an
contest
awesome
went
time.
into like 10:30 or that
Oh
first
yeah,
night.
they started at like 11 o'clock in the morning with the Groms and went all the
that
way
was
till
Saturday. Yeah.
11 o'clock that
It was
night.
great.
So we got a little footage from there that we're going to show. So
here we go.
Oh yeah.
So here in the studio, we get to watch this along.
hey, Kickturn Party, we were there.
Yeah,
Man, look at this. And this is the AMs?
This is the Most of
This was.
Damn.
They didn't have
I don't know if he was going to catch that one or not.
They didn't have it split between pro and AMs. It was just pretty much pro AM.
And Friday
which meant anybody that was really good.
And Friday was kind of a free for all. Everybody could skate Friday.
Look at that. Whoa.
Everybody was going off on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually the contest that evening.
Yeah, there's one kid, I don't know his name. That kid right there. So I was up on the deck.
Yeah.
And he had a Kickturn Party sticker on his helmet. And I said, Kickturn Party, right on. I said, that's who I'm with. And he went, my dad loves you guys.
I actually, was that the kid we interviewed?
We interviewed. No, it was. We did 10 questions with him.
Yeah.
What is that kid's name? He
I
was
can't remember.
super cool.
He
actually
really
was my
nice
favorite kid of the
His name
weekend.
was Tyson.
No,
No.
it wasn't Tyson.
What-
Tyson was that
What-
real little kid.
Okay.
Yeah. Tyson rides for Embassy.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
So this, if you can see it, what you're looking at, I mean, those of you that don't know Rose Farms, that's actually a covered horse arena that's off to the left where the S1 signs are. Man. And that's where the Cabbage is at until he came out to the deck. That's where Fernay's at. That's where the judges are at. And they've got this great second story view. You know, you can see they're halfway up the transition. Perfect view of the ramp. Well, to your right of what you're looking at is the perfect mini ramp. Now, it's not undercover, but you got a little grass lawn where we're all hanging out watching, and right behind that is the perfect mini ramp. And then
that's Eli Reams right there.
Eli Reams
Ripper.
totally rules, and he rides for.
He's switched companies a couple of times.
No, he was Embassy for a while.
Damn.
He was riding for Planet Earth, and he was
Earth.
riding
No, it was Earth Skateboards.
Earth Skateboards
With Tojo.
Yeah. He's a ripper. His dad's real cool too.
Yeah.
Old guy.
Oh, that was Team Payne. Yeah, his dad was there with Team Payne.
Look at that. Man, that's
That's a Tennessee Destroyer. That guy's apparently from Chattanooga, I think.
Is that the guy that has the half pipe in the backyard?
He's that half pipe that we see pictures of is next to a big BMX complex with that 3/4 bowl and the whole thing. And apparently we can get some access if we talk to him a little bit.
And the ramp is not super. It's not. This is a 13-footer.
But it was
in Chattanooga is like 11 feet.
That whole thing was made by Skidmark Parks, who actually built this ramp as well.
And that ramp is now, granted, it does move. Any ramp's going to move a little bit, but standing on that deck while they're blasting airs and 30 people on it, you could.
Wow.
Okay, so that was your man
Collin Graham.
Yeah,
That's
I was
Archer.
gonna say, look at this.
Yeah, Collin Graham and Archer Braun really showed up. Archer does this ollie into the roll-in. He does the big fakie, the ollie to fakie into the roll-in.
Man,
I saw him do a switch roll-in.
Yeah.
Which was pretty crazy.
I think Collin Graham probably won the weekend with just raw rippingness, amplitude, and
look at that.
But there were a lot of contenders for second. I'll tell you that.
Who's this kid?
I'm not sure who that is. Off the top of my head.
He was definitely top 5.
Yeah,
in the
he's
division.
killing it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There were,
but a lot of these kids too. Not only that, but they never fell. They could hit, like, I don't know how you have the energy to hit 20 walls.
Well, when you're 21, 24.
I mean, I can barely hit 5 walls, and I'm done, man. These guys do 20, 25 walls.
I hit a wall right after the first 2.
So we did now, granted, it was a big contest weekend. There was a lot of people ripping, and none of us from Kickturn Party got on there during any of the big sessions. But Bunny and I did ride it Sunday morning, and I think Jay rode it Saturday morning super early.
Yeah. And you know why we weren't out there? It's because we're all old and infirm. But speaking of, we'll have some video here of the old infirm guys
Colin,
like us that we're actually ripping here in just a second.
Yep.
Did they ride their dinosaurs there or what?
Oh, there
was a really good old man division. It was actually pretty tight.
But
Scott Houston pulls off a front side of invert with a hurt foot.
Yeah.
Tries and tries, and he's hurt, and he's injured, and he finally makes it.
Look at that.
These guys were just blowing up. I mean, and this was the height of the party. I mean,
look at that.
That's
Whoa!
That's a head high.
Yeah, that's Collin Graham.
Yeah, Nate's getting tired of skateboarding in there.
Yeah, well, Nate's just tired anyway.
Here's Archer. This is
Archer. Yeah.
Backside ollie.
No, it's Archer. But he was ripping. It's amazing to see the talent there. I mean, it's Vert's still an underrated thing.
And,
I mean, all you ever see in Thrasher is streets, the guys going down kink rails, and how many
now
kinks
what
can
you
have,
don't realize is that is a 13-foot fucking half pipe.
That's a huge
and you
half pipe.
stand at the edge, at the lip of that, and
you get vertigo.
these guys, like what these guys are doing, is beyond what you can imagine.
Yeah.
On a wall that big.
Now, don't think I don't have any respect for guys that are jumping up on a rail and sliding down a 20 set
Don't lie,
or something
Jay.
like
You
that.
dog on street
But
skaters all the time.
this if you had a 20 set with a rail, 12 of them in a row, and you could do each one of them, you guys have to pull it off consistently, wall to wall to wall to wall to wall, and that's quite a feat. It's quite tough.
It's not a one hit.
Sometimes they're off the wall.
And sometimes they're off the wall. Like
Only
those,
if they're
like
wearing
those
Vans.
shoes. I hear those shoes are off the wall too.
Man, that was gnarly.
Colin Graham was doing this
God, what the world was that?
method air to
There was
fake.
Archer Braun doing a nose grab and he spun it around.
360?
Yeah.
Archer rips, man. He's my
Look at that.
Yeah, he is.
So he's one of my favorite young man skaters, even though he's probably pushing 30.
Is he really?
I don't think he's quite that old. But I don't know.
So I was
think he's mid-20s.
I was down to 2 Kickturn Party koozies left.
He's barely legal.
And I gave him one, and I'm like, here, dude, have this Kickturn Party koozie for when you can start drinking beer. He goes, what do you mean, man? I've been drinking for like 2 hours. And I was like, don't you have a contest coming up? And he's like, slams a beer.
Well,
So-
that we used to be the same way back in the day. It's
So,
like, yeah, slam a few beers.
that
go have a
same
contest.
weekend we gave no, it wasn't this weekend. It was Kona.
So,
There's Fernay. Give
Yeah.
it up to Peter
Yeah, he
Fernay.
was-
so
There
is this
was-
going to be a yearly event?
We're hoping
so.
And it'll be the end of September every year. And it's perfect weather to camp,
Cool.
be comfortable, not
Yeah.
sweat too much.
Yeah.
That slobbed.
And so,
Takes
you know,
plenty to
if you look
hang
at it
on.
on the map, you would think it'd only be about 2.5 hours from Knoxville. But it's in the middle of nowhere and there's no highway that goes to it.
Well, next year
So it
we'll
takes
be able
4
to go
years.
and hit the new Huntsville
4 hours.
Park,
Yeah.
and then go up here because the Huntsville Park's only about 20 minutes away from where this is.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Was anybody airing into the roll-in? Like,
Yeah, well, Archer did. Archer does a big ollie to fakie and lands
Archer
in
did
it.
a kickflip, I think, into the
to
roll.
roll in?
Yeah.
Whoa. No kidding.
Yeah.
No, but Colin really destroyed the
Yeah.
altitude at that place. He does this method air to fakie.
And
that's incredible.
this is when I really enjoy these vert contests because it takes me back
Snake.
to the 80s when you'd have 3 or 4.
Snake
you know,
session.
it's like, yeah, there's the fakie roll in.
Yeah, that was backwards. That was backwards.
But when you have 2 or 3 people on the ramp at once, hell, Monty Knowles run me off the ramp before when we dropped in together. I quit.
Yeah.
if I dropped it anywhere and
Look at
within
this.
3 rounds,
That was rad. So when and there's one. I'm not sure if it's on this video, but 2 guys dropping in once. One does an air over, another one's lip trick, and it's ultimately rad. I don't know if they planned it, but it
Look at that.
It happened that way.
high
And
speed
it
frontside
was
Smith
totally
grind
rad.
on a
Shit.
13-foot
Yeah.
wall.
Look at that.
Could you imagine?
Yeah,
No.
Colin's
No.
Colin's got this so wired because he skates at Virginia Beach ramp. we
He
went to
skates
all the
Trashmore,
time.
and Trashmore is pretty much a perfect 13-foot half pipe.
That kick flip, no handy kick flip, that
Frontside boneless, frontside invert.
Yeah.
Which
What?
is it?
What?
Which is it?
I don't know.
yeah.
I got to watch that again. That was crazy.
Is it a
Yeah.
boneless? Is
Look
it
at
an
this.
invert?
Look at this.
Yeah.
That's a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Is that what he
It's
calls it? It's a Miller flip or a...
no? It's like a Elgarial,
Andret.
Stellfish Elgarial.
Yeah.
Stellfish Elgarial.
And he calls it a
I
what?
think.
Colonoscopy.
That was
Which
gnarly.
reminds me, when you get 40, Colin, you need to have those regularly.
You might be able to push it to 45. No, Colin's a super chill kid. We got to meet him and hang out with him a little bit at
Yeah.
Virginia Beach.
Check out our 10 questions. It's up on my website, up on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We did 10 questions with Collin Graham. We did
And-
10 questions with like 17 or 18 people there.
And Colin is everything that I loved about the East Coast in the 80s, where, you know,
There we go.
Yeah.
Air over grind.
you've got some really good vert ripping kids out west right now, but Colin, Archer, those guys really
Well,
are
they
examples
were
of
brought up
East
by
Coast.
they were brought up
They're-
by the old school East
they're
Coasters.
East Coasters.
And they know what's going on. It's kind of like what's going on with the Atlanta people, with the Virginia Beach people.
Baltimore and Virginia
Yeah,
Beach.
you know,
yeah.
these people were brought up by the old schoolers, and on the East Coast, it was a whole
Well,
different world
Yeah.
than the West Coast.
Yeah.
Power skating.
Yeah, Sam Boo represents the East Coast hard in Baltimore and really keeps those young guys in
And I think
Man.
that's a Tennessee Destroyer. Yeah.
That was some kind of
3 minutes left.
Miller flip or something.
frontside rock and roll board slide.
Look at this.
Look how much travel too.
Ah.
He traveled like 3 sheets, so 12 feet.
Man.
Yeah. And this was probably the winning run here.
So is this like an invite only, or do you? I
No,
mean, do you show up to watch,
sure.
or
They were
Well-
they kept hassling me. Come on, Jay, get in on the old man division. I was like, no.
Everybody that was at Rage of the Rose was kind of an invite. It wasn't like open to anybody.
what about spectators?
No, that's what I mean. Everybody
everybody
that was
spectators,
there
okay.
was invited.
Yes, they did. We kind of had to go up and sign up a little bit and say, hey, man, we're going to show up.
We fully went. We went
And
going
it's
into
because-
it as Kickturn Party.
Yeah.
And we showed up as Kickturn Party, and we had our own little booth set up and gave away T-shirts and stickers and shit.
And it was pretty much because Paul the guy that owns the property, didn't want a whole zoo of idiots showing up there. So
And then we showed up.
and then we showed up there, but we weren't the main event. The
T-Pain.
main idiots were Team
Team
Pain.
Pain.
Those guys showed up and they really did it.
METHOD air, METHOD air, METHOD air, METHOD air.
Word.
This is my Wu-Tang crew, right?
And the saga continues. Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
So that was the pro-am division at Ardmore.
We had a great weekend.
And we're gonna cut from this. We're gonna bring you the next episode. We're gonna show you some more highlights from that contest because that wasn't it. That was just the main event. So
See you next time.
that's
on
it.
Kickturn.
See you next time. We
Everybody's gonna hang out here tonight. Alright. We'll pass out in the flat. Alright. Tonight. We got nothing better to do than to take 6 runs, drink a dozen brews. Don't talk about anything else. We don't wanna know. We're dedicated to beers, hoes, and bros. Backside slasher, website grind, Kickturn, garbage. We'll hang out by the peanut pool all night and every night. And go someplace else and smoke and yell. It's Friday night. We got nothing